welcome the speaker, Patricia Fripp.
Thank you. As a brilliant consultant, what would you have said in this circumstance? I was sitting across the desk from one of the most brilliant men I have ever had the privilege of working with. He was the president of a $2 billion software company, and I was about to have to tell him, sir, at this point, your speech is getting boring. Now step back and to put this conversation into context. Pat Winn, who was in charge of the National Sales Conference, said, Patricia, as you know, we are a large software company and we have just acquired one of our major competitors. The January sales meeting at Bellagio is very important. We have 1,500 salespeople. 40% of them were acquired. And we need everyone to know they are working for the right company at the right time. Their future is bright and our new strategy is strong. Your work with all our executives and engineers has been very well received. Our president lives in Paris, and next week he'll be here, and we'd like you to work with him on his presentation. He's not a bad speaker. He's very intelligent, a little shy, an engineer. But our company doesn't have any rock stars. Can you turn him into a corporate rock star? And you have 4 hours. He walked in, and as I do with all my clients that I have very little time to work with, I said, how do you do? If you had 1 sentence rather than 45 minutes, what would you say? He said, this is a brand new company. I said, great, write that down. Your opening line is welcome to a brand new company. Now, who decided it was going to be a new company? It wasn't these salespeople. He said, it was the board of directors. I said, well, paint the scene. Who said what to whom? He said, Arnold, who'd been on the board for 10 years, said, Bernard, what can we do once and forever to grab the market share? And I told them we could do this, or that, or take the boldest move ever and buy our competitors, which, as you know, they did. And as we were talking through his strategy, I asked Bernard, when was the first time you realized the importance of strategy? He said, I was a 14-year-old ball boy before the French Open. And what people didn't realize, they came in to see the French Open, and there was a tournament of the ball boys. And he said, my competitor was my best friend, and we were equally matched. But on that occasion, the ball boys were girls. And at 14, girls are enough of a distraction. And he said, our ball boy girl was my best friend's sister, and the way she was throwing the balls was sabotaging my game. So he said, Patricia, that was when I learned the importance of strategy. And as every executive asks, do they really want to hear these stories? And I said, yes. Because your salespeople will respect a position. They will work extra hard and be dedicated to the person behind the position. And as we conversationally created his presentation in the order that he would be delivering it, we then got to the point of corporate citizenship. There'd been a tsunami, and the salespeople had donated $360,000, and the company had matched it. And this was obviously a subject he cared a lot about. And his speech was getting boring. Now let's go back to your question. You've got the situation. You're doing amazingly well, and now, just at the point when we are getting to a speech that has to come to a crescendo because soon we will be having a call for action and a close, the speech is boring. What, as a brilliant consultant, in that circumstance, would you have said to that client? And the person with the best answer is going to win How to Open Your Presentations with Impact, 8 Ways to Grab Your Audience. Raise your hand if you would like to volunteer what you would have said to that client in that circumstance. All right, good. A woman, the first person, honestly, should shame the gentleman. Come closer. Come, good. What would you have said?
I would make it about the audience, and I would start saying, so what does this mean to you? And I would thank them for their commitment to the community, but I would say, tell me how, I would turn around and get the audience involved.
All right, well, as you're the first brave person, you are winning a prize. Thank you. Would anyone else like to make a contribution? Yes, sir. What would you have said in that circumstance?
I would just tell him, be natural, tell the truth, be honest, and enjoy what you're going to be saying.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Any other suggestions? Remember, the speech is getting boring. We've had great rapport. All right.
Have one of your star employees, somebody that's done something really out of the ordinary, do the presentation or part of it.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, I'm coming into the dark just to hear what you're saying.
I think you could say to him, I think you could do better at this point, and I'd like you to consider a couple of ideas.
Okay, good. Thank you for your contribution. Yes, sir?
I tell them to focus on the tsunami and the people that really made the difference in that company, because they're the ones that are engaged and they're going to drive that company forward.
All right, good. All right, last comment. Oh, okay, fine. I didn't see you, my dear, as my #1 fan in this room. As the first person in the room, you get to say something.
What do you think you need to stop doing to be more effective?
All right, good. All good answers. After all, you're very smart consultants. Now, you haven't heard me tell this story before, have you?
No.
Okay, good. I didn't know if I had... okay, all right.
I was a ball boy with a strategy, and we are all ball boys.
All right, good. So you would tie it in an earlier comment, good strategy. What I actually said was, Bernard, how would you describe corporate citizenship to your children? And he said, it was the day after Christmas, and I sat my 2 children down and said, you are very lucky children because you have generous parents and you have even more generous grandparents. And perhaps you would like to give us back one of your gift certificates or Christmas presents, and we will take the money and donate to the children who no longer have homes. And he said, I was so proud of my little boy. He's 14, and the next day he said, Papa, how much should I give? Because I could give you all of my savings and all of my pocket money and all of my Christmas presents, and it still wouldn't be enough to make a difference. And I told him, oh, you never give it all. You just give enough that it hurts a little. Now, as consultants, you all know the power of a simple, well-placed question. And then you have to pause and listen for your clients to realize how brilliant they might be.
When you invite me to speak at your conference, my message will be adapted to your industry or event. Other presenters' comments can be incorporated. My message can be delivered as a keynote or a breakout session. Many of my clients hire me to deliver both. Let's have a conversation.